that fares out so that I can have a little bit more room up here. And the reason we're going to increase this by 1 height or high is because of what's going to happen going on through here, right? So I need 1, 2, and then the upper portion of this is going to be really difficult to do. We might also increase the rail system in, you guys will see what I mean when we get to doing it. I'm going to refresh the other web page over here. Hopefully it just reconnected to the internet. Alright, it reconnected. Chat should pop up here in a second. Hopefully. Yeah. Of course, we're always having problems. So we're going to take this and we're going to move it out of the way for now. And we're going to delete these. And we're actually going to take G-slopes and place those in just to kind of make this transition a little bit smoother coming up, because it's about to get a lot taller, and by a lot taller I mean literally just a stud length taller, which is not a lot. Basically how this is going to work is kind of magically voodoo bullshit. So we're going to delete all these out. We're going to replace it with these. And you guys will see why this is magical voodoo bullshit here in a second. Actually, we can change that. All we need to do is take this from the 4 and switch it down to a 2. So we're going to place this in, and we're going to do these, and then we're going to place a 2 connecting them on the bottom. And this will just, it'll do a few things. This will give a spot for the rail system that we're put on top, or about to put on top, a spot to connect to these. And then it will also just kind of, it just works. Yeah, it just works. Basically, what we're going to do is we need to count how long all of this is. And to count, all we're going to do is stretch these out so that they touch length to length. Like so. So we need a rail system that's as long as this, but 1 stud longer. And that's how long of a rail system that we need. Alright, so the magical voodoo bullshit that I'm talking about is about to be accomplished right now. So I want a rail system that is only 3 studs high, but to kind of get it to all connect together really well would require something that is 4 studs high. So to achieve the best of both worlds, we're going to take these, so we have 3 12s and then a 10, and we're going to stagger them, right? So here's how this basically works. This section of rail that's going to go right here is also going to connect to the pieces that connect to the next one, right through here and right through here. And then the pieces that are connected to this one and this one are going to be connected to the one in the center, which connects to the other one. And it forms this chain going along the length of the gun up until you get to the end where you can figure out how to close it off. So we're going to go ahead and place this down. And we're going to basically work our way back. So we're staggering these so that all these pieces connect together and I've done this before. So 12 and 12 is 24, another 12 is 36, plus 10 makes 46, and then plus 1 is 47. So the outsides are made of 8. 8 and 8 is 16. Two more 8s makes 32. And then 8 plus 32 is 40. So we just need 6 more plus 1. Come on. Come on. There we go. And then the 1 will go right here. And then that should be the length that we need. So now all we have to do is take this section of rail that we have sitting out here and copy and paste it as we go. Oh, boom, look at that. Almost perfect. We're going to go ahead and just make a template out of this, just in case we need it, and then delete it. And then that is a brick's worth, or a brick's height at the most, worth of rail that is compacted enough so that it fits where we need it to fit. So to close off what we have going on here, should be a fun tasks or task. I was hoping to take and fit a plate piece going in here. I think what we'll end up doing is deleting that out, placing that with that, and then placing this piece going up like this to the back. Like so. And then placing like that. And then we'll just we'll work in basically a wall right here. Just like so. And that'll be the cheek rest, and then this top of the rail system done. On this front section here, I kind of wanted to add this little bit of detail. So we're just gonna wait. I cannot delete that piece. That piece is really important. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom. We're gonna use this piece so that we can kind of sink this back just a little bit. And then the piece that I'm going to use is this piece right here, but it's going to be centered on the center stud that it has on the inside of its 2x2 space. And then we're going to slap a thing on the edge, like so and like so. All right, and then we got to do the charging handle. So this is for, if we take a 5, it'll stick out on either side by just about that much. And then it's got a slight downturn to it, but it's got an interesting shape to it, and we can accomplish the shape. I think we can anyhow. God, oh goodness. I think we can do the shape, right? So we're going to put a bushing on the inside of this. So that the charging handle is stuck there. Can't go anywhere. And then to do the kind of downturn that I want to do, would require the use of this piece. And hopefully we can take, where are you at? This connector, and oh yeah, there we go. All right, this is what I want. And then this will fit right on the end of that. This will fit right on the end of that. And we're going to come in and we're going to place another bushing. Oh, it doesn't fit all the way over. We'll place them basically as far over as we can go. It's probably because this axle is just slightly off. Oh yeah, it's because that axle is just slightly off. And then we'll get the downturn that we want. What happened is my internet was ass, and it crashed. So I apologize for that, but we're back. And then to kind of do the sloping design is going to require a little bit of some effort on my end. We're going to basically place this in, and then, oh, sweet. So that's a perfect 45-degree angle, so that's actually not going to require that much angle, or that much effort. We just have to place it in and then switch it over to its proper 45-degree angle, and then we're good to go. So place that in. It's going to go down to this 45, and then place that in so that it's connected where it should be. And that's a full connection, which is awesome. So that's how that goes. And then this front grip area right here actually gets deleted and replaced by a few different things. So we're going to go ahead and come in and delete this out. Okay, so I'm going to kind of back this up just a bit. To right about here, because I still want this to be available to me to make the angle that I want, but I needed to figure out where I had these pieces at to figure out where the spacer would be at. So these are going to come in on the inside here, and this is where the button for the scope is going to be. This is described right down here. The electronic scope is wirelessly connected to the weapon. Push the button on the trigger finger rest, which is right about here, and the target will be marked. After that, it magically appears on the HUD of your brothers in arms. So this is some futuristic kind of warfare type stuff. And so we're working on getting it implemented into the gun. So this is the button. And this is going to connect to the trigger guard. and then the trigger guard will slope upwards. Basically like so. Oh, cool. So I don't actually have to, I can bring this forward if I wanted to. And we can kind of change this now. So we drop this down, drop this down. And then kind of rotate this on around like so. And then that's just a little bit better. And then the next portion of that will be the 4 stud wide that we have going on up here. I don't think if I drop this back, I don't think a 2 will fit between these. Yeah, 2 won't exactly fit between these. So we're going to leave these forward. And at first it's a real sharp angle, and then it kind of levels out. So I think we'll switch this up. Place this in. Place a 4. You could actually take and place these in. I think 6 is too long. 6 is too long, so we're going to have to go 4 and then just a custom 1 coming down. So we're actually going to start sharp. And kind of make our way upwards. I actually think that'd be good. Mostly just because I think this is as good as I'm going to get it. I don't think I'm going to get it any better than this. And then I think if we put that and that going here, will sit exactly where it was before. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it in terms of overall design and angle and things going on like that. It was the whole area right there was originally designed for the foregrip, so coming through and modifying that for this front portion of the trigger guard that's not a foregrip is just a little different than what it was before. But I think it worked out pretty well. It actually changed up the whole look of the gun quite a bit. It looks almost like a Desertec MDR at this point. And we're going to go ahead and save this because I just realized we haven't saved any. This is going to be GreyHound designated. I'm pretty sure I spelled that wrong. Marksman rifle from Quicksilver Industries, and this is going to be work in progress receiver because it's pretty much all together. Version 1. We're going to save that, and then we're going to minimize everything that we have open, and we're going to make sure that these stay separated because they're 2 different projects. So basically the next thing to do is build the suppressor that hangs off on the end of this, which should be a fairly simple thing to do. We're going to back that on up to there and back this on up to itself. Like so. And we're going to do a 4 stud wide suppressor in this color, this reddish violet, I think is what they called it, this needs to come out just a bit. I want it to sit flush with the front end of this receiver. I think that's where it will sit flush. Let's just grab a 4 and see if it fits across here. And it does. So it'll just basically sit on the end of this. You can see it touches down here. So it'll also be sitting on here. And then we'll just kind of take it out. How long do we want to take it out? So let's say the rail system is about the same amount of studs. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18, so it's slightly longer than 2 16s. So we'll place this out, and then the bottom two we'll place out as well. Come on. And then we'll just have to make sure that in the end of it we'll place this. And that's like where the bullet comes out, the 7.62 by 51 bullet come out of there. There's not much detail going on here other than the top of this angle that's going on through here, which starts up just a hair high, so we'll work on getting that. I think we'll try one more before we start placing the flat pieces. And we're going to delete this and replace it with this. And we're going to take that and I think we'll try this actually to see how this gets us anywhere, or if this will get us anywhere. I basically want to use where is it at? This piece. It's basically looking right at it. There's another piece. Is it in here? Yeah, this one. I think at this point it might just be beneficial to use cheese slopes instead, actually. Move this over and then hit Control V and then build that angle. And just kind of make this transition a little bit better, though it's still going to look pretty bad. We'll just try that. I'm not happy with the front end of this because I want this to actually like look proper. Because I need to take this back. We're gonna try hard on this. I'm gonna try. These can't be here if we go with that though. We're gonna delete that out. Replace this. This. Place that here. And the problem with this is that that's not a flat. It won't be flush, basically. There's going to be an opening to either side of this by that much, which if this works like I want it to, I might be able to live with that. So we do that and then place the cheese slope here and then place 2 here. What would be really helpful is the new piece that they have in the new Nexonite sets. They have this new piece that it's basically these parts right here, except it's only the front portion and then the top pad of it, and then the other other studs below it are deleted. That'd be really, really helpful right now because that would make this front angle much easier to do. I'd rather it be flat in front than try this because it's not working the way that I want it to work. I want it to look better than what it is right now, and it's not. So we're just gonna carry it out so that it's flat in front. You might notice that there are suppressors like this that are flat in front and are just big boxes nowadays. I know the Salvo 12 suppressor for shotguns is pretty flat like this. We're going to basically leave the inside of this hollow, kind of reduce the weight going on, and we're going to take a 1x16, and that'll help strengthen things up because that's a big brick running throughout the length of this thing. And then I think we're going to also do it down here. Yep. And close off the front and backs with 1x4s. Oh no. No. This isn't good. It just barely doesn't fit in here. Crap. Dang, that sucks. So we'd have to live with this little portion just like not. We're gonna lower this. I can't live with that. That's not happening. It's not possible. It's gotta be flat like this. Nah. Not happening. Um yeah. So that's pretty much all of that. Bipod, I don't think we'll be doing that. Um like we could try to, but the bipod designs that I have aren't the absolute best. I don't think we'll try, to be honest. Just kind of looking on the other screen. I'm looking at images of bipods to see if we can find anything that will help. So I'm just kind of coming through different portions of bipods. It's see, it comes down to the scope has to be pretty difficult to build, but it's like an integral part of the gun itself because of the button and everything that's going on. Because this is the GreyHound designated marksman rifle, and that's like part of it. But I don't want to build the scope because I don't think I'll be able to build the scope like I should be able to. As for the bipod, I think we can leave it off. I think this is good, and we'll just put the standard iron sights on, and we'll leave it at that. Ooh, wait, I don't want that the color. We'll go with that as the color. We're gonna go ahead and put these at the same height, which is that. And then on the front rail, delete these out. I'm going to switch over to whatever color this is. I think this is the aqua. We'll put one here, and then one over here. Two, two. And then the front, fit right here. Like so. And then the back one will fit right about here. Like so. So then we have the backup iron sights on the gun, which will work as the pistol sights, and then there's the rifle sights on it as well. We're going to save this as complete version 1, or I should say assembled version 1. Receiver assemble version 1. My spelling is horrible. And okay, I've got dead skin on my finger that I might tear off here in a moment. I don't know just yet. It's kind of painful. So the problem with the scope, right, is that looks very difficult to do. For those of you who don't know, I basically don't make I don't make my own scopes. I've always looked into using other scopes from people, generally speaking, Allen's Custom Legos. So this to me is a little bit outside my realm of things that I'm able to do, essentially. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking that I might try to do it, and if I fail, we just won't put one on. But at the same time, like, why try and I can just not do it at all? I don't know. We might try. As for the bipod, I don't think we'll put the bipod on. I think the bipod's fine staying off. Sometimes I really like the looks of bipods, and then other times I really don't. So, um, so I don't think I have any bipod design and templates to work with. The fact of the matter is that I do, in fact, have anything in templates to work with in terms of bipod. So I guess to make up for it, we're going to be working on building the scope. Yay! This is going to be hard to do. So basically, it starts right here and then ends right about there. So we got to come through and give out a big portion of this and come through and reconnect all these pieces together. And then add the 1x1s coming through. So we're gonna have to work in a different color. I'm running out of colors basically. Um, I guess we're using orange or earth orange, which is technically brown. So it's gonna be. We'll start with bases of 4s. And then we'll close this off as a 3. There's so much detail going on here. And then like the scope mount is just a little bit wider. So if I want the scope to be 4 studs, I'd have to, the scope mount itself is going to have to be like outside of that. So I think the scope mount itself is probably going to have to be bracket pieces. Essentially, we'll see how well the scope turns out. Hopefully it turns out a lot better than what I'm thinking it will, because currently I'm not thinking that's good. Oh crap. Okay. So we're gonna have to do 2 up. Oh man, this is gonna really suck. I can already tell this is not gonna be fun. This is gonna make me frustrated like the CUDA made me frustrated. And everyone knows how the CUDA made me frustrated. Is this here? So I don't want it to be too high up, so we're going to keep this down as 3. And basically how that would work is the 3 here will fit. And then if we have 2 plate layers on top or 2 stud layers, it'll be not flush, but close enough. We're going to have to live with it. It's just going to have to, that's just how it's going to be. I'm going to ignore it and not think about it, because if I think about it, it's going to bother me. So we're just going to ignore it. We're going to live with our sins of not fixing that. So it's happening. So how I want this to work, I kind of want these throw levers on the side, the quick detach system, I kind of want that to work, but not, I just want it to move. I don't want it to actually work. So to get it to actually kind of move the way that I want to use, where are you at? These pieces. Not these pieces, wrong ones. These would be awesome, but they don't turn the way that I need them to. And these don't either. So darn. Well, I know what pieces we could use. We could use these pieces. Put one there. Put one here. And then that will fit here and here. And then we'll do like a 3. With this slight tab to it so that you can pull up on it. And then we'll place this here and this here. Just kind of close it off, make it look good. We'll do the same thing for this one. And we're going to sacrifice some detail here, because I see a few details that we're not going to get. I see he's got the on and off switch here, and then a battery indicator over here. We're basically sacrificing that at this point. So that's unfortunate, but it's what it's what's got to happen. Unless, of course, we come through and mess everything up as I'm about to right now. We these pieces. Okay, of course they don't fit. I guess we put this back in and put this back in. We'll have just some slight details going on basically. So like one of these can be the battery indicator, and then the other one can be the on-off switch, which I'll represent using 2 circles, like so. And that's how we'll do that, which means we got to increase everything by 1 more stud going up, which is not what I wanted. So I'm going to think of this as two different parts. And the next part that I want is going to have to be all sorts of different directions. Take this on out just a bit. Is that there? And let's take a 4 and put it right there. And that seems about right. And then we'll take this and we'll also do this as a 4. But we'll actually do this as 6. And what I'm thinking is the first part of this would be the 2, so that we have kind of like what we did in front, except a little bit lower, which is good because that's what we want. Because you can see how this side is just like one stud layer lower than it is over here. One, two, three. 1, 2. All right, so that's exactly one stud layer lower. And then we'll go to get this big curve in is going to require the use of some plates. So we're going to need some plates going on back here. So we're going to place that there. We're going to place one of these here and here. And the good news is that these will make a perfect connection on the inside with 4, and the piece that we're planning to use is 4. Like so. And that'll still give us a pretty good viewing lens to look through or aim down, whatever you want to say. Boom, boom. And that'll be that. And then we have room on the side to do some of the detail, which I think we'll worry about after we actually finish building this, because this is a hard thing to do. I think we'll come through and we're going to kind of smooth out what's going on through these angles coming through here. I want to change this. This is not what I want going on right here. I think we'll try to fix that here in a moment. I'm going to basically come through and smooth out some of the other details that I actually want in it, the larger details that I think I can get into it. We're going to work with those first. And then see where we can go in terms of work on the outside. So these large sections that are indented are obviously just going to be these, not the 3s, they're going to be the 4s. And I think we should carry them out by 1. And the cool thing is that we can actually decrease these so that these are 3 and then have the wall go on either side now, so that it wraps all the way around. Hey, Award, uh, Gravone. Hopefully I pronounced that wrong. I'm sorry if I didn't. Or how, okay, my bad. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. I am very sorry that if I pronounced it wrong. Sorry, that my English just took an absolute shit for the worst right there. I saw your MP7, dude. It's pretty cool. I like what you have going on with uh, your models, um, and you're definitely making your way downtown in some of these builds. So keep it up, man. You're doing good. We're gonna place these threes and then these twos so that the next part that we can put in here is this Technic piece, and this will keep the purity of the different line that we're gonna have going through this. So that's what's going on right there. I think I might actually take this out by just one so that it connects to the back portion up here, just to have it connect. Mm. And it should probably be, I don't know, I think we'll stay with the four studs. I think the four stud will be all right. We're going to use these pieces to give it a connection just a bit up top here. Whenever we place the roof panels, it's going to go over top. We're going to probably smooth it out going along top here. Basically just like so. And then we'll have to kind of bite the bullet here and go with this. That's not too bad looking. So we fit that in. So we want just a slight little bend to this portion up here, which will require us, we'll drop this back down by just one. So we can get this slight bend in without going too high up. And raise this on up by 2 and then place a whole bunch of flats going along top of here. So, and like so. I'm gonna leave this off the top of it. I'm pretty sure this is a backup red dot sight so that if you get into close quarters combat, you have something other than just your scope to use. I'm gonna leave that off of it and instead opt for the smoothness of on top of the scope. We're gonna come in and edit this base and work on fixing this because this can be fixed. We're gonna do this front ring though, and go from there with how we're gonna do this front little bit that sticks out. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in a second. See this little thing that comes up over the lens, probably to prevent the glare from the sun getting in the front part of the lens. You don't give yourself away when you're sniping, basically. This is in fact a DMR, designated marksman rifle, so that's probably what this portion of the scope is for. I think I'm gonna cheat just a little bit, and we're gonna do that and that. And then we're going to do a 3 that connects to these bits right here, which means this won't actually be able to connect with any studs, essentially. So it's basically because the pieces that I want to use for this front portion of the scope is these, just like that. Take these on out. Grab the 4, place that there, place this 4 coming along like so, and just kind of close off so you don't see anything. I have no idea where that piece went. Oh, there it is. I'll come through and place these 1x1s through here. So this isn't like a bad start to the scope, but I want to come through and definitely change up how it's mounted. This has got to go. This isn't doing anything for me. It's not making me happy. I think we'll design the mount for the scope around the rifle itself, and I really want to use these going throughout the length of the gun up to there because I know it will fit. We will try to get through everything. And then this we'll do this. We can do this. We got this, guys. And I did not want that to happen though. This gap. There's really no way to fix it, so we're gonna have to leave this front portion open. So the indent that I want is right there. So that's where the indent I want is going to go. And then we just need it to kind of hang down by 3. If this hang down by 3 and fits flush with it, yeah, so that's not going to fit flush with it. But I think, no, might have to do that. Yeah. So we're going to have to build this up just a bit. Should not be a major problem. Other than it's going to stick out pretty thick. We'll see how this goes. Basically just like that. And then this will be to close off the bottom portions of the indent. Then we can actually come through with some parts here to kind of close this off. It'll help make the overall shape look just slightly more rounded. This is a technique that I learned from Alan's Custom Legos scope instructions. He used these to kind of just gave it a little bit more shape, so we're gonna go with that as well. Now then, pretty much everything on this side can be copy and pasted over to the other side. It'll fit essentially the same exact way. We just got to come through and clean up some of the bits on the back. And we missed 2 pieces. We can actually delete these. And so 3 in here, and that will kind of close up that gap that we have going on here.